Well, there's a local man who works with giant pieces of metal and then turns it into incredible art.
Yeah, one of those pieces of art is relevant today for certain.
Cody took the Caravan to hang out with him this morning and maybe be his apprentice.
We did. Yeah, well, I'm always trying to get them to hire me, but apparently me flunking out of art school, is really, not helping my resume.
Well, you can sweep,
That's
right?
true. It's Terrance and Mary. Thank you guys for getting up with us this morning. We're one of your pieces right here, but people have seen your pieces all over the place. Give them a list of some of the most famous stuff.
Oh gosh, well, probably the biggest one in California would be the silicon molecule that we did down in Silicon Valley for the birthplace of the computer industry. That was 2017. And then in town here, we did, of course, this memorial for Andy Yokoyama. We've done all the nugget markets and the Mikuni restaurants. That's how I got started, really. And then we did the giant world's largest pair of flip-flops in Natomas at the Aquatic Center.
Yes, that's one of my favorites, man. I love that one.
That was a big one for us. And we got caught up in that, and that really moved us up to another level. And so now when we enter these competitions, and now that it's not just me, my better half and I were a dynamic duo, and we're at another level together.
Now, let's talk about this piece that you did for 9/11. Now, it was a Texas Fire Department, is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a new fire station. It was public art funds that they used, and we applied for it. Didn't really have a concept, and they flew us down there. And I actually got to sit and talk with the firefighters and a lot of interested parties in this sculpture down in Texas. And we took their ideas and brought them home with us. And we came up with something that sort of filled every one of those needs for them. And it was a very important thing to these firefighters. So we really listened to them. And then Mary does all our design and our digital renderings, and we created this, they didn't want abstract, and we wanted something that would be instantly recognizable. So we went with the Twin Towers. I've actually been on the Twin Towers years ago on the roof, and it was an amazing experience. And so I thought I wanted to use something like that, something that was iconic. And so we went with that.
Mary, the design turned out perfect. I mean, it just like you look at it and you know exactly, and you get these feelings from just looking.
Exactly, yeah. And actually, CNC cut within the surface of these replica Twin Towers is actually the 343 firefighters that did, risk their lives. They lost their lives.
It's an amazing piece. Now, a little later in the next hit, we'll talk a little bit about you actually use metal that was from the tower.
Yes, we incorporated. We wanted to be not just a visual, but like a tactile and a sort of a something that you could reach out and touch and you could experience it with your hands. So we incorporated a window into these towers that you walk across a little bridge and you reach inside and you can touch a piece from that day. And it really gets you. And then the other thing we did that was really, it's sad, but they insisted we do it, is that the tower is lit from the inside and these names glow in red and orange because they burned. These people burned to death, a lot of them. And firefighters, that is their thing. It's fire, and they don't want, it's never forget, right? So they don't want to forget that it is fire that had so much to do with this. So we replicate that in light.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Right.
We're going to delve into this a little bit more.
Okay.
All right, stick around.
Got it.
You've got no place to go. I'm keeping both of you. Back to you guys in the studio there.